wearing Doom Green right now. Are you trying to tell me that Captain America is going to the dark side?
Well, I'm already on the dark side.
Well,
We're not.
We're on the dark side, but...
No, I mean, it's Doomsday, right? That's the whole point. So on Doomsday, just like Taco Tuesdays, you eat tacos. On Christmas, you open presents. On Doomsday, you wear Doom Green.
Okay, I am going to ask you, though, did Chris call you directly? Who called you to say that Steve Rogers was returning?
I talked to Chris, and, we always talk and check in and make sure life is good. And, he was just... They were pitching him ideas. They were telling him stuff, maybe this, maybe that, maybe this. And when he heard the idea of what Doomsday was going to be, he was like, I think I finally found the story that will bring me back. So, it's exciting to have him back because he's my boy,
He's your boy.
Yeah.
I need to clarify. Steve Rogers is returning, not Captain America.
No, Steve Rogers in the comic book. There is a comic book. You say you're a nerd, read the comic book. Don't be a nerd by trade, be a nerd by fact, right? So in the comic book, Steve Rogers becomes Nomad.
So maybe that will happen.
I don't know.
Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. We will see.
I don't even watch movies.
We are very excited to finally have our X-Men, as we like to, fans like to consider you guys, in the MCU. What was the biggest difference playing Scott this time around?
Well, his bones aren't as bendable now. I think the biggest thing was, the costume was very different. It was comic book accurate costume, which I think everyone's very excited about, and I was excited about as well. And you're getting to see Scott really do his thing, and I think people are going to be jazzed about that as well.
This is really a film that is, in a lot of ways, paying tribute to the legacy of what you guys all started back then. How does it feel that people are still so deeply invested in the X-Men in particular, still now?
Well, it means the world, and it speaks to Stan Lee's world that he created in 1963 with these outcasts that felt like, that they were kind of tortured by their powers in some way, and they were cast away from society. They were not accepted, and there's so many themes and important things behind. It's not just blasting laser beams and sharp claws. It's about tolerance and about acceptance, and I think that wasn't lost on Stan when he created it back then, and I think that's why it resonates still to this day. Because if it was just superpowers, I think people would get over it.
I'll say one last thing. Which of the Avengers were you most excited to get a chance to meet on set? I don't even know if you shared a scene with them, but who were you most like, you know what, they've been doing a pretty good job?
I've met so many of them over the years, but I think to me it's like the coolest thing is meeting them all, because I know these guys, but I'm meeting them all in costume on set. Like, oh, hey, Thor. Hey. Right. Right. Yeah. No, okay. There's Pedro and his full Fantastic Four thing. And Avengers, Chris Evans, it was cool.
It is going very good because I do love seeing some more Shang-Chi fighting. The only announcement I didn't get today was that sequel. I know Destin and David are noodling. What is the last thing you've heard?
Your guess is as good as mine. Look, I will say this. The only reason why people even ask about a sequel is because we have so many incredible fans that loved the first one so much. And I will never, ever stop being the most grateful for all of those people. And I was reminded of it yet again when we were at Hall H. It was just such an atmosphere of joy. You had people waiting over 30 hours in line just to be there with us. And so, I wanted to reach out and touch every single one of them just to say thank you. They're the reason why I'm here and the reason why we have, we're even throwing words like sequel around. But, whenever and wherever the call comes, I would crawl through a mile of broken glass on my bare hands to do it, because I know how much this movie means to me, but more importantly, I know how much it means to the fans that loved it.
Listen, we don't want you to have to crawl through broken glass because that would be preferable to skip that.
I was hoping that would be taken metaphorically, but not. But if it had to be literal, I would be open.
We could say metaphorically that Ryan Gosling has kind of crawled through broken glass to finally get cast as Johnny Blaze. How are you going to initiate him, since you guys are good friends from Barbie?
Probably with some sort of a beach off. I think that would be right. No, man, the man is on a generational run of roles, and I just even in the brief time that I worked with him, like his personality and his enthusiasm really shone through. So I'm so excited to see what he does, and I'm so glad, in this world where, there's more let's just say there's more disappointment and heartache than successes and things that work out. I mean, I'm just so glad that it's working out for him, and he gets to play this iconic role that he's honestly loved for a really long time.
Now Canadians are just taking over the MCU, taking over the Avengers in general. Tell me one last thing about filming Avengers. I mean, this opportunity to be with Robert Downey Jr., but this time he's Dr. Doom. So I don't even know when you guys might see each other, but what was it like to be on set with an OG like that?
It's probably the most starstruck I ever have been. But what I really enjoyed about Robert, just as a human being, is how it didn't matter if you had done 7 movies with him or 0 movies with him. Like, he really was present and was with you, almost as if he understood how much even just being with him in a way meant to each and every one of us, and especially for some of the newer guys who were coming in, and for me, I don't really have any other characters that I wasn't part of a group. Like, it was really just kind of doing my own thing. So to come in and to feel that warmth and that welcome and to be invited to the table, it means the world.
Feeling warmth from everybody but Gambit. He only had nothing but smoke for you to start.
Ooh, he want the smoke, you get the smoke. He's gonna get it.
Peggy Carter returns.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about that idea of having to hold the secret that you were returning for Doomsday.
Oh, it was so hard, and I feel like I want to say I'm really sorry to the people that I kind of barefaced lied to. Or that was gave non-committal answers that left them kind of confused, but also didn't trust me anymore. Because it's not to kind of be mean, but it's to kind of to create the element of surprise where it really delivers. And so, for me, I feel like it's a relief that I can finally say, she's here. And it's, I feel very lucky that we've got a fan base who are committed to the enduring love story between Steve and Peggy.
This seems like an advancement of the love story. We know that Steve is holding a baby. So, one could imagine that is their child. But just in general, the idea that this film really does deal with, parenthood and family, what about that interested you thematically?
I think anything of this heightened scale in a franchise like this that has these, other elements to it, of a kind of a sci-fi aspect of it, or a slightly otherworldly nature. I think that they can be impressive and exciting and adrenalizing, but they can't. You can't replace human connection. And so if at the core and at the center it's characters that we are fully invested in and we care about, then we'll go on that ride, and everything else becomes this incredible visual backdrop to the heart of who we're watching. And so I feel like with Steve and Peggy, also because their relationship is so pure, it's so grounded in a reality, that is something that fans have really taken to heart.
Excited to see Peggy back. I don't even know if we're going to see Captain Carter, but we're just happy to have you back in the MCU.
I'll always come where I'm invited. Thank you.
The last time we talked, you were just about to become an Avenger. You were actually not even sure. You were like, are we actually doing this? So what was it like getting on that set with the Russos, seeing Downey as Doom? What was the experience?
It was unbelievable. It was reminding myself where I was when Endgame came out and how moved I was by the film and wanting to join it. And then to realize, all right, we went from Falcon and Winter Soldier to Captain America, Brave New World, to now being a part of this. And, yeah, there's moments that I'd catch myself just when Chris Hemsworth was in there. I was like, oh, my God, Thor. And just, having to, be like, all right, cool. But then realizing my character, Joaquin himself, knows these heroes in the same way and would be as inspired as I was or as moved. And so there's a cool parallel that happened there that I was able to just lean into.
Yeah, he's kind of a fanboy, if you will, in that sense.
Here it is. Nice.
You saw it.
Nice.
But no, it looks good. Looks good. I mean, to that point, I mean, you are part of all of these different families. You've got the Top Gun universe. You also just directed for your first time. Tell me a little bit about that experience of stepping behind the camera and getting your feature film off the ground.
Well, it was a passion project that I started writing in 2018, and I played college soccer, and I knew that there was a perspective of the game that I wanted to tell, and I've always realized how athletes, we carry so much of our lives onto the field, and this conversation around, like, you leave your life out of the field because in the field you like compartmentalize. I don't think that's as true as people lead on to be, and so I was fascinated by that, and fascinated by how different people take on grief and dreams, and how grief doesn't stop your dreams, and there's this negotiation that happens that I started writing about, and luckily this amazing cast came together that all believed in the vision, and we put together something really special, and I can't wait to share it. We have a lot of amazing partners. We just partnered with the MLS. We just, and the timing of it, obviously it's fantastic that it's near the World Cup, but it had been a long time coming, and I'm just excited to be able to represent the sport and athletes and everyone in it that's in the best way possible.
And taking again some of those lessons from working on these blockbusters. And well, actually, what is something that you learned, maybe from the Russos, that you want to carry into your directing career?
I think there was something really interesting about how much fun we had on set and the looseness that creates, and the ability to nurture that, because I think that's not a given on any set. Sure. A lot of sets have a different tempo and a different texture, and they were able to harbor such a safe area to throw down and play and be big and joke and also bring it down. There's so much freedom, and I loved how that felt. And so to be able to put that into my actors as well was a necessity. It was a reminder of how it feels to be best on set and most creative. And so, yeah. And it's like I've been able to shadow some of the best filmmakers and just absorb everything I can and just hope that through repetition and that comes out.
Congratulations, and we can't wait to see more of that. And it's always good to see you. Now you're the new Avengers. Does that come with some sort of upgrade? Like, what has that been like now being part of a super team that, you know, America's team? I don't know what the Avengers technically are there.
Well, we got a little new badge, haven't we, that you see at the end of the Thunderbolts. So, I mean, it's a little costume upgrade. Yeah, I think, you know, for the Thunderbolts, they're trying to. I think they're just trying to figure out where they fit with being this new title in this world as well. So, because I don't think they ever expected to be here. So yeah, it's great. They were trying to kill each other last time. So yeah,
we've got to find out how to work together, even more so than in the last one. But tell me about working with the Russos and that experience of being on an Avengers movie, because this is really the ultimate super team full of every star that's really ever acted.
The Russos are just this enigmatic, incredible duo where they not only can just fathom and beautifully handle the scale and the amount of actors in this with such respect, with everybody feels like they've got their time as well, and also to capture that epic universal scale of the movie, but also find the heart and the performances internally with all the characters is, I mean, they're magicians. So it's been so beautiful to work with them, and they're just wonderful human beings who have just really, you know, put their heart and soul into this. And yeah, it looks incredible. It felt incredible doing it with them.
This also 503 million views for that trailer in 24 hours. How do you wrap your head around that?
Ooh, that is absolutely insane. That is crazy. I've just literally heard that. So that is amazing. What a number.
That's just also just adding to the, I think 16.5 million in overnight ticket sales. I mean, it's the big leagues.
That's crazy. I mean, I grew up with MySpace and Facebook. I mean, I think that was the only amount of people on there. So it's like the world.
It's like if everybody on your MySpace and Facebook all went and watched it on the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. That's amazing. Okay, keep watching, everyone. This is insane. This is amazing.
503 million viewers. So talking about looking, 503 million. 24. How does that feel? Because this is, you've been in an Avengers movie before. It's not your first go-round. But this is going to be a new vibe. What does it feel like that so many people are invested in what's next for everyone?
What I know is that we have their attention, and I think we have their attention because of so much trust that they have for the MCU, right? We've created and delivered so many movies over the years, and it's never about any one director. It's about kind of like the cohort. Right? What's this one going to do? What are they going to bring to us this time? And, how are they going to entertain us and really pay homage to all the work, all the incredible comic book artists over the years? How are they going to do that? So I think there's a lot of trust and healthy curiosity.
Officially announced the return. All of you will be back for Black Panther 3. Ryan just announced that David Johnson is coming in. Well, first of all, what advice do you have for David? But what has it been like to see him get this opportunity to join you all, pay tribute to Chadwick? What does it mean to have him as part of this cast?
To be honest, Black Panther was my very first film. And how I was greeted and received into this world, which was with a lot of grace, was being told it's a safe space to work, to play. That's what I wanted to extend to him. I don't have advice. I know what I have to do with him, right? Which is I have to play with him. I have to trust him. I have to give him the same grace that was extended to me, and that's all I had to do. I trust him as an artist. I trust also the people who chose him, right? I trust Ryan. I trust the entire MCU executive team. I trust that. So I think it's going to be great.
I didn't have 503 million people watch my trailer in 24 hours like you all did for Avengers Doomsday. How does that feel to now be part of the Avengers universe after that big splash in Black Panther?
Wow, it's overwhelming, and 500 or whatever million people, I'm not pretty sure what does it mean, fortunately, I in this moment in my brain is not, able to.
You really can't even fathom that.
It's a lot of people, and I love it, and I have to say thank you guys, because we did this with a lot of love and passion, and we put all our talent and in this movie, and if the people receive that and they gave us the love and the energy in the stage. Oh my God, thank you guys. Thank you. Honestly, it feels so cool.
Well, I will say one of the things that stuck out to a lot of people that watched the trailer was that the Namor clips seemed to be very close to the Sue Storm clips. So what's going on there?
Well, we have an argument now. We have this task, and we have to work together, Something big is happening, and they have, Namor has to take this hard decision, and she and Shuri, they ask him, okay, this is going to happen, this is painful, this is hard, but you should do that. You must do this thing. And they have to work together. And that scene is so cool. And what happened, why they are doing that? Exactly.
We'll find out on December 18th. But I'll say Reed Richards might need to be worried. We will find that out on December 18th as well.
Yeah, of course. No, and honestly, you're gonna have a really good moment, a couple of hours in the movies, or more than a couple of hours. It's gonna be great. It's worth it.
I'll ask one more thing. David Johnson is obviously joining the Black Panther side of this universe. What was it like to be up there and to hear that he's going to be coming into the MCU and hear more of what's next from Ryan?
Well, honestly, I don't know what's next, because we don't have a script or anything. But I hope something happened with Namor. But I think the important is just to keep going, and how MCU is growing with the audience, it's growing with the actors. You know, we are not pretending that we are young forever, but that's beautiful. That's why it's part of the life of the people. You know, that's why the people can embrace all this universe and feel it realistic and feel part of this, because it's honest, really honest, and I love it.
And it's definitely what we saw once we got to Doomsday. It was paying us paying it off that we'd all watched all of these movies for all of these years, and now we're getting to see it continue. So we're happy to see you continue as well.
Thank you very much. I'm happy too.
I'm happy about it.
Thank you, guys.